It's time to go explore. Right now we're about to pass through the Gibraltar Strait. We're here in Malaga, Spain.
Give it a go, don't waste your time, 'cause you're running out. Give it a go and ask around. Only takes a try, yeah. Even if she tells you no, then at least you know. So give it a go, give it a go.
After a day in the Azores, we had 2 more days at sea, one of which we would be passing through the Gibraltar Strait. Our parents got us out of Kids Club so we could go out and see the ship pass through the strait. Right now we're about to pass through the Gibraltar Strait. And it's really windy. The Gibraltar Straits connect the Atlantic Ocean to the Mediterranean Sea. As we passed through, we could see Europe on one side of the ship and Africa on the other side. The Gibraltar Strait is one of the busiest waterways in the world. Around 300 ships pass through the strait each day. And throughout history, it has been an important part of water transportation and trade. It's pretty dang cold and windy here. That's Africa.
We're passing in between Europe and Africa, North Africa. And it's very, very windy.
Now let me go show you Europe. We're walking to the other side of the ship.
Look at your hair.
And that's Europe. It was kind of hard to see from where we were. We were trying to catch some footage before it went completely dark. We were able to see the lights from Africa through our cabin window. It's kind of hard to see through the camera, but there was even Arabic writing on the side of the mountain as we passed Morocco. The next morning we woke up to the sight of land again. This time we were in Malaga, Spain. We're here in Malaga, Spain. It's time to go explore. In Malaga, they had all the cruise passengers board a bus to go to the main area of the city. When we got downtown, we knew we were in Spain. Between the picturesque buildings, the laid-back vibe, and the fresh air, it just felt like Spain. This is the Malaga Cathedral. The Malaga Cathedral is one of the town's most important monuments. It is a Roman Catholic church and it was built between 1528 and 1782. And it seemed to have tourists swarming around it. We could definitely see why because it was a beautiful building. But we like to create our own paths when we travel. So we started wandering around Malaga looking for interesting sights. Malaga was a very walkable city and there's interesting sights all around. As we were walking, we came across a Roman theater. We didn't know it at the time, but this is the oldest monument in Malaga City. This theater has been here since the 1st century BC. Roman theaters were used throughout Roman history for races, gladiator events, plays, pantomimes, choral events, orations, and commerce. And all kinds of performances here. After seeing the Roman theater, we realized that we could actually walk to the top of the castle that was right next door. As we walked up, there were beautiful views everywhere. This castle is called the Gibraltar Castle. This castle was built in the 14th century. The castle was built to house troops and protect the Alcazaba, making it the most impregnable fortress in all of Andalus. As we got towards the top, we started to get a little bit tired of all the climbing. Can I just sit down for a few minutes? This is pretty normal when you climb castles in Europe. They are always at the top of a hill. We made it to the top. Now we're gonna have lunch. We also found a resort and restaurant at the top of this hill, so we decided to sit down and have some lunch. Okay, true confessions. We skipped the lunch part and went straight to dessert. But can you blame us? Look at this. The food in Spain is always top notch. The walk back down the castle was much more pleasant because we weren't walking uphill. Malaga was such a pretty place to walk around in because of the weather and the beautiful buildings. That's the town hall right behind us. It's beautiful. From there, we walked back to the bus that would take us back to the cruise ship so that we weren't late. Something really interesting about cruise ships is if you aren't back to your ship on time, it will leave you wherever you are and you'll have to find your own way back home.
I just wanna feel alive.
Time to go back on the boat and sail. Armady. When you get back to the ship, all you have to do is scan your sail and sign card and then they check you back in. That was a super interesting city. I want to go back. That evening on the ship, we spent some time in the arcade, which is always fun. Look at all these tickets. I'm obsessed with this. And of course had our late night snacks as always. And the next day, the ship would be dropping us off in Valencia, Spain for another day of exploring. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on our next episode. They were in Valencia, Spain.